Continuing here on the cybersecurity topic, especially since the Crowdstrike fiasco on Friday, we have to talk about one of their competitors, which is sentinelone. Now, sentinelone is benefiting right now, well, at least the stock is benefiting because we don't really know what the business has been doing in the last couple of days, but the stock has gone up close to, well, 15 to 20% or so, depending on when you're going to watch this video. Now, sentinelone has a market cap of $6.8 billion, so pretty small compared to CrowdStrike and other cybersecurity players as well. sentinelone is a company that is growing quite fast, as you can see here down below. It's growing at 30% year over year sales growth. And then for the next coming fiscal years, the analysts are expecting around 26-25% sales growth, with EPS growing much faster. We're going from 4 cents non-GAAP EPS in fiscal year 2025 to 23 cents in 26 and 42 cents in fiscal year 2027. So the bottom line is growing extremely fast. Top line is still growing above 20%. But overall, right now, yes, this is yet another expensive cybersecurity name. Right now, forward PE is 294 times. Now, you know, when a company just starts to become profitable, a PE is not really the metric to watch. But yeah, when you're looking at it, it is quite expensive. But as we've seen below, they are growing much faster. So you're basically paying 100 times forward PE for fiscal year 2026. And then for fiscal year 2027, it becomes much less, still very elevated. But if they can continue to grow earnings this fast year after year, then of course that premium will come down quite fast, unless the stock does go up a lot. Now, as you can see, since it went public, in the last 3-4 years or so, stock is down 45%. Now, year to date, stock is still down 15%. Year over year, stock is up around 55%. Right now, if we look at what the average analyst price target is, it sits at $23.80, representing close to 10% upside from the price we're at today, which of course is not that much. But then again, it's a company that is growing fast, free cash flow positive last quarter. We're going to talk about all of that in just a second. Plus, it might also benefit from what has happened with CrowdStrike on Friday. We did a video about CrowdStrike, and to be honest, I think it's a story that will take a lot of time to see the negative effects of it, because even today, there are still some airlines, airports that cannot operate at 100%. So we'll see in probably a quarter or two what the real damage is. Now, before continuing, if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, we really appreciate that. For support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So let's first start with the main difference between CrowdStrike and sentinelone. So CrowdStrike, security all-rounder, endpoint protection, threat intelligence, incident response, etc. And global outage, of course, more recently. It's just a joke, don't report me. sentinelone leans towards endpoint protection and response, detecting and stopping threats on devices. And both of those companies are in this top right quadrant that Gartner has posted, I believe, in 2023. So CrowdStrike, Microsoft, sentinelone, but also Palo Alto Networks are all in the leaders quadrant. Continuing here a bit on the comparison, so you've got the strength, CrowdStrike, proven in independent evaluations. Example, a well-respected framework that assesses how well security tools detect and respond to different cyber attack techniques. Think of it as a standardized test for cybersecurity tools. More security modules, superior managed security services, that's an optional add-on. Then sentinelone, easier to manage and use, especially day-to-day tasks. Faster detection and response, according to sentinelone, and more user-friendly interface, especially for MSPs, managed service providers. You also have MDR, which is managed security services. Now, with cybersecurity, especially in this day and age, I don't really think it's worth it for companies to look at how they can save a little bit of money on this product or that product, because the saving a couple of dollars here and there can be the end of your company. So the best of the best will continue to win. Of course, brand damage is definitely real. So yes, I do think that SentinelOne is benefiting a little bit from the situation. How much? We don't know. How much is this going to hurt CrowdStrike? We don't know either, because even if you are the best of the best, you will still take a hit. Moving on to what SentinelOne reported in Q1. So operating income and margin, well, operating income is still a loss, but on a non-GAAP basis, on both GAAP and non-GAAP basis, margin is improving, non-GAAP almost break even. If we look at operating expenses, that has come down year over year, so revenue increasing a lot, operating expenses coming down. That is why the company is becoming a bit more profitable. Gross margin has increased quarter over quarter. GAAP sits at 73%, non-GAAP 79%. Then annualized recurring revenue growing 35%. Revenue increased 40%. So again, a very, very fast growing company. For the quarter, operating cash flow margin was 23% compared to a negative 21%, and free cash flow margin was 18%, 42 percentage points higher compared to the same quarter a year ago. I would assume here negative 24%. So if they can continue to be free cash flow positive in the next coming quarters, that's definitely going to help the, let's say, premium valuation story. Plus they have $1.1 billion in cash equivalents and investments. So if they want, if they see some opportunities, they can always re-increase spending or maybe acquire another company to increase growth, increase their, let's say, small dominance in the sector. I'll go over a couple of comments here. So we delivered an extraordinary 40% revenue growth and our first ever quarter of positive cash flow, a significant milestone in our growth journey. Our advancements in AI are redefining cybersecurity and setting new industry standards of superior security, simplicity, and savings for enterprises. Once again, our quarterly performance exceeded our top and bottom line expectations. In Q1, we marked our 11th consecutive quarter with over 25 points of operating margin expansion, and we achieved substantial positive free cash flow well ahead of our prior target. With our industry-leading technology and vast market opportunities, we anticipate delivering best-in-class growth again this year. So all positive comments. If you look at their guidance for Q2 and fiscal year 2025, they expect revenue to grow 30% year over year in both cases. Non-GAAP gross margin 79% or so. Non-GAAP operating margin still a loss, but closing in to become break-even and hopefully more profitable. Now there is one product here that gets mentioned now a lot. It's Purple AI. So SentinelOne Purple AI is basically an AI assistant for cybersecurity analysts. Imagine it is like a superpowered search engine for your computer network, but way smarter. Here's what it does. So I have a couple of points mentioned here. Understand natural language. So you can ask Purple AI questions in plain English, like are there any suspicious activities happening, or even asking about a specific group trying to hack your system. Secondly, analyze security data. So Purple AI digs through all your security logs and alerts to find patterns and potential threats. Helps investigate. If Purple AI finds something suspicious, it helps you investigate by suggesting next steps and summarizing information. The last one, you can share your investigations with other analysts using shared notebook. Yes, you're going to see these types of things more and more. Basically a bit what Palantir does in a sense, right? It's not replacing humans, it's just making humans have more understandable data and make more sense of that data to make better decisions. They also said in the last earnings call, the feedback from enterprises has been overwhelmingly positive, and this is based on actual deployments, not just marketing demos. Early adopters of Purple AI have reported 80% faster threat hunting investigations. One enterprise said Purple was saving its security teams hours over the course of a single day, and other was enthusiastic about not having to memorize Splunk queries any longer. They mentioned here a quote, Purple AI changes everything. I finally feel in control. Tasks are faster, incidents are clearer, and I don't have to guess how I'm going to prioritize my time. Coming out of RSA, the interest for Purple AI is growing rapidly. It's already leading to customer wins and competitive displacements. So definitely positive comments on that call. Now let's wait and see if they can beat their own guidance again and again, continue to grow quite fast, and especially in a profitable way. And so right now the stock sits at around $23 or so. It did have a small rebound from late May where it was trading at around $17. It did drop as low as $14.15 or so. But despite that rise in the last couple of months, RSI is still pretty neutral. Yes, this is a very, very expensive stock, but it is a company that might benefit and is probably benefiting already a little bit from the Crowdstrike drama that has been happening since Friday. But again, a very expensive stock, but I do think that since it is growing sales very, very fast and becoming more and more profitable, I do think it deserves a premium. But then again, the question is a personal one. How much of a premium are you willing to put on these types of companies? Because we know cybersecurity is going to grow year after year after year, but for everything there is the right price. Do I think sentinelone is a buy? I believe if you want exposure to cybersecurity, then I would definitely put sentinelone as one of the options to put in your portfolio. Palo Alto, I feel, is an incredible company. We've talked about that after the huge drop when it was at around $260. Talked about Fortinet, CrowdStrike, sentinelone, 4 names, 4 very, very strong companies that are growing. One's more profitable than the other, but I do believe that they're all going to be successful in the long run. But then again, there is a correct price to pay. So that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.